I will call to order sorry, my watch is flipping around, the January 5th, 2021 meeting of the Columbia Heights Public Schools School Board, District 13. Welcome to all of you who are tuning in on Zoom. Glad to have you with us. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you are able to stand, please join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. Again, we'll begin then with the roll call. Molly, if you wouldn't mind, please.
Severson.
Here.
Mueller.
Here.
A Samurai.
Here.
Palmer.
Here.
Granlund.
Here.
Lewis here. Superintendent Stenvig.
Here. All right. Great. Thank you so much, Molly. Our mission statement is creating worlds of opportunity for each and every learner. All belong, all succeed. And our core values are community, excellence, collaboration, integrity, respect, courage, and innovation. We are going to begin by swearing in the newly elected board members. So, Member Palmer, would you mind taking over, please?
Yes, I would. Thank you very much. Okay, so can you hear me okay? Okay, it is an honor that you were elected to guide the education of our community's children. As you recite the oath of office, you assume a tremendous responsibility as a director of our school district with the duties empowered by the Minnesota legislature. This power puts you and the other members of our school board in the position of being both morally and legally responsible for equitable, quality education of every student in the district. In carrying out this responsibility, you will be asked to fulfill the roles of vision, structure, accountability, and advocacy. In providing vision, the board, with extensive participation of the community, envisions the community's educational future and then formulates the goals, defines the outcomes, and sets the course for the public schools. To achieve the vision, the board establishes a structure and creates an environment designed to ensure all students the opportunity to attain their maximum potential through a sound and organizational framework. Because as a board, we must be accountable to the community, we must ensure a continuous assessment of student achievement and all conditions affecting the education of our children. As board members, we serve as education's key advocate on behalf of the students and our community schools to advance the vision for our schools. And furthermore, we must strive to work together with the superintendent and staff to lead the district toward fulfilling the vision we have created, fostering excellence for every student in the areas of academic skills and knowledge, citizenship, and personal development. Now next, I'm going to ask you to recite after me the oath of office.
We stand? I think we should probably stand. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I should as well?
Yeah.
Can you still hear me? Repeat after me. Having signed the acceptance of office and oath of office, I hereby publicly affirm my commitment to the oath of office.
Having signed the acceptance of office and oath of office, I hereby publicly affirm my commitment to the oath of office.
I swear, affirm, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state.
I swear, affirm, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state.
And that I will discharge faithfully the duties of the office of School Board Member of Independent School District Number 13.
And that I will discharge faithfully the duties of the office of School Board Member of Independent School District Number 13.
And that's Columbia Heights Public Schools to the best of my judgment and ability.
Columbia Heights Public Schools to the best of my judgment and ability.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, it's We're clapping for each other and ourselves. Never thought I'd get sworn in a mask or in a room of 5 people, but that's where we're at. So thank you so much, Laura, for doing that. And welcome to the board, Mary.
Well, thank you.
We're excited to have you.
I am so honored to be here.
Welcome to your first meeting. So we'll keep right on rolling. We'll move on with the approval of the agenda. If I can have a motion to move that forward, please.
So moved.
Lorian, second?
Second.
I'll go Molly. Sorry. I have this favoritism for the people online. It feels like I should, with the lag. You get the next one. Second, Molly. Any discussion on the agenda? All right. Hearing none. Molly, a roll call vote, please. And Mary, we have to do a roll call vote for every vote because we have people on electronically. Yep.
Severson,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
a Samurai.
Aye.
Palmer,
Aye.
Granlund,
Aye.
Lewis, aye.
All right, motion carries. Agenda's approved. We will move on to the organization of the board, beginning with the election, excuse me, the election of the chair. If you look in your board packet on page 2 or on board book, you're going to see kind of the history of the roles. So I will ask for any nominations for the chair of the board.
I nominate Natty Severson for board chair.
All right, Natty Severson has been nominated for board chair. Any other nominations for board chair?
I second Natty Severson for board
All
chair.
right. Hollis seconds Natty Severson as board chair, and I'm required to ask one more time, because that's what MSBA has told me to do. Are there any more nominations for chair? All right. Hearing none, Josh, do I make a motion that Natty Severson become chair again, be nominated chair? Or?
Nope. So how an election works is you just announce that those are the nominees,
Okay.
and then each member votes even though there's only one nominee, instead of voting yes or no, they vote for the person
candidate.
of their
Okay.
choice. Yep.
Great, thank you so much. And Josh, if you're watching, is our parliamentarian. He is here tonight to help us through this meeting, and Josh has been with us before, and we're very thankful to have you with us here again, Josh. Thanks for coming. All right, so Natty Severson has been nominated as chair. Molly, would you do a roll call, please?
Severson,
Natty Severson.
oh, do I?
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were saying, Josh, did you say that we just say aye or we say the person's name?
We say the person.
Person's name.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Thank you. Mueller,
Natty Severson.
a Samurai.
Natty Severson.
Palmer,
Natty Severson.
Granlund,
Natty Severson.
Lewis, Natty Severson.
All right, so Josh, I don't need to have had a motion for that? Because I did
That's
not ask.
correct.
Okay, so we're
Yep,
good.
Your rules require you to elect these positions, so you just go ahead and do it.
Okay, no motions necessary. All right, Natty Severson, that's me, is the chair. Thanks, guys.
Congratulations.
Yay. All right, we'll move on to nominations for school board vice chair. Any nominations?
Lorian Mueller.
So Mary Granlund nominates Lorian Mueller. Are there any other nominations for vice chair?
I second that, Lauren Mueller.
We have a second from Hala for Lorian Mueller. And Molly, did you want to add?
I was gonna do the same thing.
Okay.
Okay, yep, we're good.
All right, any other nominations for school board vice chair? So our candidates for vice chair then is Lorian Mueller. Molly, if you wouldn't mind, please.
Severson,
Mueller.
Mueller,
Mueller.
a Samurai.
Mueller.
Palmer,
Mueller.
Granlund,
Mueller.
Lewis, Mueller.
All right, Lorian Mueller is our vice chair. And I got to say that when you say Mueller, Mueller, Mueller over and over, it sounds a little bit like Bueller, Bueller,
That
Bueller.
does.
And yeah,
Thank you.
so.
This is the first time you've ever heard that, right?
Yep,
Absolutely.
never
first
heard
time.
that before, I bet. I'm totally original in that one. All right, we'll move on to election of school board clerk. Looks like Laura has been our acting, no, Molly has been, yes, Molly, you've been doing all the roll calls. This should be painfully obvious to me. I've been doing our role of clerk. So any nominations for school board clerk? I'll nominate Laura Palmer for school board clerk. Any other nominations for school board clerk?
Molly, do you want to do it again?
I'm fine with trading.
What was that?
It's up to you, Laura, if you're,
It literally doesn't matter to me.
no, I don't need to continue in this, it's fine. We're good.
Okay, all right.
All right, any other nominations for school board clerk? Any other nominations for school board clerk? I think that's the third time. All right, Laura Palmer has been nominated for school board clerk. Molly?
Severson,
Palmer?
Mueller,
Palmer.
a Samurai,
Palmer.
Palmer,
Palmer,
Granlund,
Palmer.
Lewis, Palmer.
All right, Laura Palmer has been elected to school board clerk. Get your pen on.
Yep.
Now,
Start bringing
does she
one
start
that
the roll
works.
call vote?
I think she now begins the roll call vote.
Okay.
Molly, do you have any advice? Do you like list the names so you get them in the right order?
That is what I do.
Okay.
So that, yes, just because it can be monotonous. So I do write it down at every meeting.
Yep.
And go, yes. And I try to do the same order throughout that meeting so that people kind of know when to expect me.
Yep.
And I kind of like that you mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, every
You're not
week
always
it's different.
first, you're not always last.
Every week it's different.
Make sure that we, are paying attention. Yep, fully
You have to be
focused.
fair.
All right, we will move on to the election of school board treasurers. Any nomination for school board treasurer?
I nominate Hala Samurai for school board treasurer.
All right. Any other nominations for school board treasurer?
I second that nomination for Hala.
Mary seconds the nomination. Any other nominations for school board treasurer? All right, Hala. Are you feeling good about treasurer?
Yep, sure.
Okay. Hala Samurai has been nominated for school board treasurer. Laura, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. Granlund.
A Samurai.
There it is.
Very good. Mueller.
A Samurai.
Severson.
A samurai.
Lewis.
A Samurai.
A samurai.
Samurai.
Palmer, a samurai.
All right, Hala Samurai has been nominated as school board treasurer. We'll be moving on to school board chair. School board will ask to appoint the school board members as parliamentarian for the year. The board will then act upon a proposal to adopt Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised as the Rules of Order for the School Board of Columbia Heights Public Schools, number 13, except where modified by board policy. The board parliamentarian for 2020 was Laura Palmer. Can I get a motion to consider a new parliamentarian in Robert's Rules of Order?
So moved?
Second?
Second.
Was that you, Molly?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any discussion on who we should consider for parliamentarian for 2021? I think, Laura, it's been you for a long time,
It
yeah?
has,
Just because
yeah.
of veteran experience?
Pretty much.
Are there other people who would be interested in being our parliamentarian? Can you get Josh's number on speed dial, maybe? I'm not-
We're not
Or
usually too
Dawn.
contentious.
Dawn normally knows our answers, too.
I'm fine with Laura
Okay.
continuing that role if she's fine with serving in that role.
Okay. All right, well, then we'll put Laura in that role for 2021, and so we are then so Laura has been appointed as the parliamentarian, and then the board will then be acting on the proposal to adopt Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised.
So that's the motion. on
That's the
table.
motion, yep.
Okay.
Any discussion on that? All right, Laura, if you wouldn't mind a roll call, please.
Granlund.
Aye.
That's it.
Mueller.
Aye.
Severson.
Aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
Samurai.
Aye.
Palmer, aye.
All right, motion carries. We've adopted Robert's Rules of Order. We'll move on to the next one. The regular meetings of the school board have been held on the second and fourth Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. with the exception of July, and in which the meetings would be on the third Tuesday, and December would only have one meeting. It is recommended that the board set a meeting day and time that is convenient for the members of the board. It is also recommended that no new business shall be taken up by the school board after 10:45 p.m. except by unanimous consent of all the board members. There will be the option of attending a work session. Work sessions have been scheduled the third Tuesday of the month at 5:30 p.m. School board meetings will be held in the district center. So our motion then is for meetings on regular school board meetings, the second and fourth Tuesdays of the month, with the exception of July, as mentioned earlier, in the third, in which the meeting will be on the third Tuesday, and December will only have one meeting, just as I read before, and about work sessions. So can I get a motion to move that forward?
So moved.
Holla, second?
Second.
Second, Lorian. All right, any discussion on that? All right, roll call vote, please.
Grenland? Aye. Mueller?
Aye.
Severson?
Aye.
Lewis?
Aye.
Samurai?
Aye.
Palmer? Aye.
All right, motion carries. Keep on trucking. We'll then move on to appointment of board representatives. Do we need a motion to appoint representatives, Josh, or is that just a thing that we do?
So in this case, I would handle it as a motion,
Okay.
yes. In my experience, generally, you kind of work out before you actually make the motion who the different people are going to be.
Okay, sounds good.
And then a motion is made to formally appoint those people.
All right, so let's have a discussion about the appointment of the roles. If you see on your board packet on page 88, or sorry, 8, just 8, plain old 8, not 88. The different roles, we have the MSBA, Liaison, EXU, State High School League, 916 Board, Liaison to the 3 cities, Policy Subcommittee, Community Engagement Subcommittee, and AMSD, and then our Business Council. So let's begin with MSBA Legislative Liaison. I think I have all the appointments from last year here. Hala, you've been serving, correct, as the MSBA Liaison?
Correct.
Is it, do other people have interest in that? Hala, is that something you'd like to continue to do?
I'm completely neutral.
I'm completely
I'm
neutral.
going to note too that that might be something that Mary's might be interested in as well.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
Like I have a thing.
Are we good with Mary then, helping with the learning? I suppose the new adjustments, it's good, the MSBA offers a lot of good resources and learning. All right, so we're feeling Mary in that one? All right, move on to EXU. That has been Lorian
For a number of years.
for a number of years.
Yep. I'm happy to continue serving in that role, or if somebody else is interested. It's the Metro EXU, it's our cooperative that we belong to, and there's an annual meeting
Okay.
in April of every year.
Is anybody else interested in that role? Molly?
I would do that if it's okay with you, Lorian.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody else interested in that one? All right. If we're good with Molly there then? Okay. All right. We'll move on to the Minnesota State High School League, which this past year has been Molly. Anybody interested in high school league?
Molly's always done such a great job with that.
Molly, is that something you have interest in doing, or would you like to have, to switch
Yeah,
out of that? To
I'd
switch
be
out?
fine with continuing with that. I like it.
Everyone else good with that?
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, Molly stays on. Looks like Molly's gonna, we'll just give them all to Molly.
We're good.
All right, 916 Board, Northeast Metro Intermediate. Laura,
I
is
would
that some?
offer that Laura has done a fabulous job, and given all of the changes with everything
Yeah.
this year, I think it would be very wise of us to have her continue in that.
And the superintendent
Superintendent
search that they're
search.
going through.
Yeah, that superintendent search is going to require just a whole lot of background. And I am on the executive committee, so probably a good idea to keep me there unless somebody wants to
Yep, I
learn it
totally-
all.
Nope.
I totally agree with that. I think
Looks like we're good.
Laura's-
Okay, we'll keep Laura there.
Wait, I think was Hala saying?
Oh, Hala,
something?
were you saying something? I'm sorry.
I was agreeing. I said it looks
Okay.
like Laura's name is all over it. It makes sense.
All right, great. And then we have the liaison to the cities. We'll begin with Columbia Heights. Looks like Lorian, that's been you. Is that something you'd like to continue doing, or is it time to pass the baton?
It's either. I'd be fine doing it again, but if there's somebody else who would like to take on that role, that's fine as well.
Okay.
And that's on Monday nights, correct?
That's right. Yep, Monday nights is the city council meetings.
You've done such a great job with it, but I would actually be able to do Monday nights. Yeah, that's something that's fairly new, that I can actually make
Is it
time
something
for.
you'd like to do in,
I would be interested in it.
okay,
You know, but Lauren, you've done such a great job on really trying to communicate with the city and keep everybody updated and try to be very collaborative. This might be a really good year to make some progress. So we might want to consider leaving you there. So, but if you don't have the time, then I'd be willing to give it a shot.
I would like to continue in that role, but I do know it would be my third year, so I don't want to be hoggish of that role either, so.
Yeah, I think that maybe I'll withdraw wanting
Okay.
to do it. I think, Lorian, I think you're, unless somebody else has any other input, I think you've done a great job.
Thank you.
I don't want to rock the boat.
I'm good with Lorian then.
I'm good with that, yeah.
Okay. We're on this board together for at least 2 years, so. City of Fridley, that in the past was John, so that could be subbed in with somebody new. We tend to have less interactions with that board, but it would be nice to have a relationship with them now that we've clearly defined the role of city liaison. It's, you reach out and offer connection with the council, the city council of Fridley. Somebody interested in doing that one?
I'd be happy to sub in there.
All right.
That was John's.
Other people interested in collaborative with Fridley? All right, we'll make that Mary then.
Okay.
And then Hilltop, that was Hala. Hala, is that something you're interested in continuing, or would it be good to sub out?
I'm good handing it to whoever wants it.
Okay,
But if nobody wants it, continue.
I can do it too. I haven't had didn't have a city liaison role last year, so I think that's something I could do. Would that be helpful? Sweet. Okay.
That works. Yep.
All right. The subcommittee on policy. I think it's traditional for the board chair to be in the policy meetings, so I think I would throw my hat in the ring for the subcommittee on policy. Mary, I know you already have a couple other things rocking and rolling, but I think policy committee can be a fun learning curve as well.
I would love to be in there.
I'm sure policy
Policy
is
is
kind of the
fun.
heartbeat of boards, actually.
Make them short.
My grad school professor would be incredibly proud of me because I was not a policy wonk. And I have grown.
So we've got Natty, Mary. Is there anybody else who'd be interested in being on the policy subcommittee?
You know I'm always interested, but if somebody else wants to do that, I certainly
Paul, is
won't.
that something you'd be interested in? I'm just trying to look at our,
No, I love policy, but I feel like I did it for 3 years.
Okay.
And so I'd like to give other people a chance.
all right, are we getting Laura back in the policy committee then?
I was on it last year, as well.
Oh, you
Just to let you know.
I will say that it's a really struggle for me professionally to make that meeting time.
Yeah, it's a
and
tough
so
one.
That's always been a challenge
It
for
is
me.
hard.
Yeah.
It is a hard time.
It is a hard time, but I think if we have 3 people willing, let's keep it at the same time, and, okay. So that's Laura, Mary, and Natty. School Board Subcommittee on Community Engagement.
I'm going to throw my hat in here again. I know I've been on this for a while, but I'd like to continue that role if there's a space available.
All right, so we've got Lorian has interest. Anybody else?
I also have interest in it, but again, like Lorian said, if there's space available, I don't want to take someone else's spot if they're really interested in it.
Nope, I think we can kind of just see who's,
I honestly, I would say the same thing, and I feel like the time commitment on both of those this past year was kind of a bit some weeks, and so I think if we kind of divide and conquer between the policy and then this, I think that's pretty. I think that would be good for everyone.
okay. So putting Molly, you would like to be back in that subcommittee?
Yeah, I mean, if everyone is okay with the same 3 people kind of continuing on the path that we were on, we'll be bringing some things forward, I know, next week. So if everyone's okay with that, that's the only concern I have, is whether or not we wanted to change it up.
I actually think it's a really wise idea to, because you got the committee started, and this would be the first full year with the committee, so it would make sense
Okay.
for continuity.
I'm fine with that.
Just don't want to hog all the fun.
I know, right? We have a good time at those meetings.
I had a short-lived run on that committee, so I
Eddie, we
remember.
miss you there too. It'd be nice if we could have 4.
I think the MSBA reps just rolled over. They're in their grave. They're just like, oh, no.
I feel like there might
Open meeting laws. Okay, AMSD.
That was an if statement. It was an if statement.
I know. There's just some alarm bell went off at MSBA, just because that was said at a board meeting. All right, Association of Metropolitan School Districts. I've been doing that for the last few years. It's actually really good learning. It's 7:30 a.m. on Friday mornings once a month. And so that is not I think I've been doing it because I don't work on Fridays. But I actually quite like it. So I would be more than happy to give it to somebody else, but.
Yeah, it's really an amazing experience because you really do have the opportunity to go in a little bit deeper into a lot of legislative and policy.
And it's so much
things.
different seeing it there than reading the AMSD update that comes in our board packets with the
Yeah.
speakers they have, but.
Yeah, but it is 7 a.m.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I would have been interested in, but I work Friday and I start 7:30, so I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it looks really fun.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably online right now, though, isn't it?
It's a Zoom right now,
I could make a 7 a.m. Zoom.
7:30. Well, it'll eventually go back to real
yeah.
life.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's about 7:30 to 9.
I can't make a solid commitment.
Oh, yeah, they did have one.
I would be in favor of you continuing on that role if you would like to.
All right, I have enjoyed it. It's pretty low commitment. Now I don't even have to get out of my sweatpants.
Braggart.
And then we have the Heights Business Council. That's something that John has done pretty exclusively. So that'd be interesting. Do we know when the time frame? Don gave me this lovely cheat sheet.
It used to be at the same time as the AMSD meeting.
The first
It's the
Friday of the month.
7:30 to 9,
It's right when,
first Friday of the month.
right when AMSD is.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that something that we are able to send a representative to? We are like the second or third largest employer in the city of Columbia Heights. And I think that's why we,
Where are they meeting now?
The library.
Oh, okay, yeah, because at the last time I went to one of the meetings, it's the building that's no longer there.
oh, right. It's at the library. Is that something that somebody would want to put a representative to, even though it might be difficult to make the meetings? They're in town here. So,
Is anybody able to make that meeting?
I can make that work.
you want to do that one? Sure. Okay. So then, I will make a motion for the following appointments of board representatives that will be made to standing committees. MSBA Legislative Liaison would be Mary, EXU would be Molly, Minnesota State High School League would be Molly. Correct me if I miss any of these, okay? Northeast Metro Intermediate District 916 would be Laura. City of Columbia Heights is Lorian. City of Fridley is Mary. City of Hilltop is Natty. School Board Subcommittee, Policy Subcommittee is Natty, Mary, and Laura. School Board Community Engagement Subcommittee is Lorian, Hala, and Molly. AMSD is Natty, and the Business Council is Lorian. Dawn, did you get all those? Are we good?
Yes, thank you.
All right, so if I could get a motion for appointment of those representatives.
So moved.
Mary, second.
Second, Molly.
Molly, okay. Any further discussion? All right, roll call vote, please, Laura.
Granlund,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Severson,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Samurai,
Aye.
Palmer, aye.
All right, motion carries. Moving on. Oh, looks like we need to, okay, next one is appointment of liaisons to the school board. Superintendent Stenvik, would we be able to get the liaison role summaries put in our board packet on Friday for both the city liaison and the liaison to the schools? Would that be helpful to people as a refresher?
Yes, please.
Would that be? Absolutely. All right, thanks. So we'll move on and to have a discussion of the liaison to the schools. It looks like we're already all serving. If you look in your packet on page 10, right now it has Hala at the high school, Laura at CA, me at Highland, and John was at North Park, Valley View was Molly, and the Family Center was Lorian. So for that, as we continue on in these roles this year, I would just encourage us to have Mary continue on for the next 6 months in the role that John was doing with North Park. I misread that to you yesterday, Mary.
Yep, that's okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
Okay. And then as far as the other 6 places, do people have preferences for beginning then July 1st through that next academic school year? Do people have, I can't remember where people have been historically year to year. So do people have preferences?
I would.
Go ahead,
sorry.
Hala.
Go ahead, Hala.
I would like to stay with the high school if nobody else is
Okay.
like dying to get it.
Okay. All right. Let's do Hala there. Other preferences, or I haven't been in that school in a while or at all.
Oh, that's what I was going to mention. I have served as liaison to, I believe, all of the schools except Highland.
Okay.
Actually took a break after being on PTO there for 11 years.
That makes sense.
It's been a pause now for the last number of years. So, like I said, I've been liaison. I have not, besides the high school. I don't believe I was liaison to the high school. So I'd be willing to take Highland.
All right. Well, anybody else? We good with Lorian at Highland?
Yep.
I really don't have a strong preference. I've got to kind of interact with most of the buildings now, so it's been good. Other preferences or from people? Mary, you're new here, you can speak up too.
Well, no, I know. I'm just waiting to hear what other people think because I don't have a strong opinion. So, Laura, do you have?
No, I've served on all of them except for the high school, and I can wait another year. So,
I would recommend, Mary, to not do Valley View
Yeah,
for
no,
you.
that's
Just to give it a little bit more separation after your involvement there.
okay, I'll do Valley View.
All right, Laura says
Okay.
Valley View.
Yes, I didn't. I
There.
agree. 100%. Yep.
Took that off the table.
I
Thank
went
you.
to some PTA meetings there, they got a fun group.
They do have a fun
Yep.
group.
Yep.
Yeah.
The PTO
Sorry, PTO.
associations
Pardon
come
me.
with fees.
Pardon me.
Very active PTO.
PTA is a
North Park.
national organization, correct? I should know that. I was a PTA president at North Park, so. We got the Academy, North Park, and the Family Center. Molly,
So I was just gonna, and Mary, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but maybe doing the early childhood, just because it would be something different then, or staying because you'll have North Park for 6 months,
Yeah.
just to kind of
I,
get to know a different area, and then I can fall in wherever.
I'd love to do the early childhood. That's one of my passions anyway, so for sure.
Great, sweet.
Perfect.
Molly, it looks like you and I, North Park and CA. I had North Park 2 years ago, so you
I'm
want,
good with whatever. You let me know which you prefer.
all right, let's give you North Park then. You get to celebrate when they open the building back up for all the, no, hopefully,
Wait a minute.
that's still Mary. Hopefully
Oh,
we
yeah.
could. Hopefully we get those buildings open. So that puts me in CA. All right. So I will make a motion for the following appointments of school board liaison positions. Liaison to schools effective July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2022, which seems crazy to read out loud. Columbia Heights would be Hala, Columbia Academy would be Natty, Highland would be Lorien, North Park would be Molly, Valley View would be Laura, and the Family Center would be Mary. And then the others were information items only, and except the replacement of Mary Granlund for John in North Park for this coming 6 months, effective now till June 30th. Can I get a motion for that one?
So moved.
Lorian, second?
Second.
Laura? Any discussion, any further discussion? All right, hearing none, we'll do another vote. Laura?
Granlund.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Severson.
Aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
Samurai.
Aye.
Palmer. Aye.
All right, motion carries. Great. Are we doing okay, Josh? All right, excellent. We will move on to salaries and per diem for school board members and board officers. You'll see attached the compensation grid for several area school boards, so it's on page 12 of your packet. For your review, the Columbia Heights School Board compensation history, which has remained the same since January of 2011. And our compensation structure is, well, let's have a discussion about our compensation model prior to us making a motion, because I'll write the numbers in the motion before I read it. So discussion about the board per diem and salaries.
I think we're fine where we're sitting.
Yeah, I wouldn't propose any increase at this time, but I think comparatively to other districts and the meetings that we have, I think it's fair.
We do have a high meeting schedule for boards compared to our neighbors, but I think the compensation is also fair, and I think it would really be very tone deaf to increase it
Oh,
in today's economic landscape for everyone, so. So we're good leaving it the way it is, which is $500 per month salary with an additional $100 per month for the chair. Are we good? Mm-hmm. All
Do I make a motion?
So the motion is to set the 2021 salaries for all board members at $500 per month to establish additional compensation for board officers as follow. Chair, $100 per month, and furthermore, that all members of the board may receive per diem payments over the salaries established by the Board of Education for meetings of NSBA, MSBA, mediation sessions, and such other meetings as may be approved by the board, in which take the member away from his or her regular obligations of regular workday, or which are held on Saturdays or Sundays. Said compensation for the per diem to be $50, per day, up to 4 hours, and $100 per day in excess of $4, or 4 hours. Can I get a motion to move that forward?
So moved.
Laura, second.
Second.
Lorian. It's a popular combo. Vote, please.
Granlund.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Severson.
Aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
A Samurai? Palmer? Aye.
All right, motion carries. We're moving on to designation of depositories, and we will welcome Brian Hennekins.
Thank you, Chair Stevens and members of the board and Superintendent Stenvik. The first item that I have this evening is a resolution, and we are recommending approval for designation of depositories listed on the resolution.
All right, I will read the resolution and then ask for motion, and then we'll have a discussion. Resolution designating depositories. Be it resolved that the following be designated as depositories for certain monies of this school district, and as such are authorized and directed to honor and/or pay checks or orders when signed by the treasurer and the clerk for the withdrawal or transfer of funds on deposit in said bank in whatever form. Northeast Bank, U.S. Bank, Minnesota School District Liquid Asset Fund Plus, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Ooh, this one is nice. I told you I was going to wing this, but this was tough. Barrick Landesbank. Be it further resolved that the following investment brokers are hereby authorized and directed to honor orders when signed by the treasurer and the clerk for the withdrawal of transfer funds on deposit in said instructions in whatever form. PMA Financial Network and Barrick Landesbank. Be it further resolved that in case such deposits, the designated bank shall at any time exceed $250,000, said depository shall immediately furnish bond or securities in lieu of bond according to law, and the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis, Minnesota, or any of the aforementioned depositories are hereby designated as the place for the safekeeping of all securities furnished in lieu of such bond. I think that is the entirety of the resolution. So can I get a motion on that resolution?
So moved.
Laura, second.
Second.
Molly. All right. Any discussion on this resolution or questions? Lorian.
Brian, are these the same banks that we've been using prior?
Yes, same ones.
Thank you.
And this is a normal thing we do every year, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And how do you pronounce that bank name?
You just wanted to make me try to pronounce it.
Yeah.
You did a great job. Spot on.
Five years of German. I should have been able to crush that, but for whatever reason, I stumbled on it. All right, no further discussion. We get a roll call vote because it's a resolution. So we have an
Yes.
extra double
It's all
reason.
official.
Thank you.
Granlund?
Aye.
Mueller?
Aye.
Severson?
Aye.
Lewis?
Aye.
A Samurai?
Aye.
Palmer? Aye.
All right, motion carries. Great. Or sorry, resolution passes.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Director Hennekins.
Yes, thank you, Chair Severson, members of the board, and Superintendent Stenvik. The second item I have this evening, again, recommending approval. It's an action item for the school board to appoint designees as listed for processing athletic transfers. Myself, Brian Hennekins, Director of Finance and Operations, and Paula Steele, Deputy Director of Finance and Operations.
All right, can I get a motion to move this one forward?
So moved.
Lorian, second?
Second?
Mary, all right, great. Discussion or questions? And this is in light of the change of Denise transitioning and Brian's role now as Director of Finance.
That's right.
Congratulations, Brian.
Congrats.
Thank you. And it is an annual. We do this.
It is an annual thing, but congratulations, Brian. We're
you.
excited to have you. Big shoes to fill with Denise there.
Yes, a lot of knowledge left.
At risk of getting back to the motion, any further discussion? All right, roll call vote, please.
Granlund?
Aye.
Mueller?
Aye.
Severson?
Aye.
Lewis?
Aye.
Palmer? Aye. Sorry, a Samurai. Sorry, Holly.
Aye. Aye.
Motion still carries, either way, regardless of the order. Great. Moving on, once again, Director Hennekens.
Thank you, Chair Severson, members of the board, and Superintendent Stenvik. The next item, designation of legal counsel and contacts. So again, this is an annual thing. It's changed slightly from last year as our main person that advised legal counsel retired. So the board is being asked to appoint designees as listed: Margaret Skelton, Joseph Langle, Laura Tubbs-Booth, and the others from Ratliff, Prozick, and Maloney, and Andrea Hedke from Dorsey and Whitney.
All right, I get a motion to move this one forward.
So moved.
Laura, second? Second. Lorian. All right, discussion.
Who recommended these folks to us, since if there's been a change?
It's a good question. It's actually all people that we have been working with.
Okay.
Margaret Skelton is our primary legal counsel, and we had worked with her on previous things that we needed legal counsel for. So it was an easy transition.
Okay.
And Laura Tubbs-Booth, we've worked with for a very long time in special education. Joseph Langle with legal contracts, we've worked with a long time. The person that we did bonds, we needed legal counsel for bonds in the past, I think he retired last year, and we've been transitioning over to Andrea as our point person for those, and she's the one that's working on our 8 anticipation bonds right now.
Awesome. Thank you.
Did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I would just add that it was also part of the superintendent transition plan with the previous.
So it's kind of
superintendent,
personal experience.
And we were able to, interview and vet different folks as our previous main attorney for personnel was retiring. So
Wonderful.
there was
Natty?
a process as well.
Yeah.
Just, if I can't hear, I'm thinking that the rest of the people on the video wouldn't be able to hear. I couldn't hear either. I think it was Mary and Zena were both talking and was not able to hear much. Paula, did you have the same? You could hear them?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I'm
could hear
sorry
fine.
then.
That's okay.
Everyone
If you
else?
can't hear, then that's something.
That's
that needs to be
important,
addressed.
right? Maybe
Yeah,
tip your mic
Yeah,
towards
if
you
you can
more.
get closer to your mic.
I'll just repeat, Molly, can you hear me at this time?
Yeah, it's weird
Okay.
though. It's still muffled.
Huh.
It's like there's a mask or something.
Yes, so just to repeat, in addition to what Director Henneken said, there was also a process in terms of my transition for kind of vetting a new attorney for the personnel person who retired.
Thank you.
All right, hopefully we can get that all. Any other questions? Good question. All right, roll call vote, please.
Granlund.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Severson.
Aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
Samurai.
Aye.
Palmer. Aye.
All right, motion carries. Director Hennekens, you're on a roll.
Yes, thank you, Chair Severson, members of the board, and Superintendent Stenvik. The next item I have is authorizing the superintendent and director of finance and operations to lease, purchase, and contract for goods and services. So this action item we're recommending for approval would authorize us to enter into contracts, again, under the $175,000 bid law threshold. So anything over 175,000 we'll still bring to the school board, as we normally do, as an information item and an action item. And this just allows for Superintendent Stenvik and myself to sign contracts below that threshold, of course, within the budget.
Great. Can I get a motion on this one, please?
So moved.
So moved.
Molly? Second?
Second.
Lorian? Second. All right. Any questions? All right, roll call vote, please.
Granlund.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Severson.
Aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
Samurai.
Aye.
Palmer. Aye.
Motion carries. Oh, Brian, you get reprieve here. We'll move on to Superintendent Stenvick.
Yes, Chair, members, each year the board needs to appoint a designee as election clerk. The recommendation for the designee would be Dawn Hoyam. She has been trained in this position and has served in the position since 2007.
Wow, thank you,
The
Dawn.
recommendation is to keep Dawn in that role.
All right. Can I get a motion for that, please?
So moved.
Laura, second?
Second.
Molly. All right, discussion.
Thank you, Dawn.
Yeah, for real. There was a run there where she was getting her workout as the election clerk, too, so above and beyond, so.
Is Don still interested in participating in this? Well, I mean,
That's not a question we're going to ask, right?
Yeah,
Got her
I think
mic
we just
off.
voluntold her.
Looks like she's saying yes there, yeah. She's smiling, that's a good sign. We haven't ruined her. All right. Can I get a roll call vote on, well, any more discussion, I guess? All right, roll call vote, please.
Granlund.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Severson.
Aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
Samurai.
Aye.
Palmer. Aye.
Motion carries. It's funny that the one you have to look up to remember is yourself. If you guys probably can't see that necessarily, so she nails it.
I'm thinking around the table of where everybody sat.
Yeah. Oh, you're
That's-
working your way around the old table.
I'm
Yes.
working my way around the old table.
Pre-pandemic table.
Yes. Well,
Someday.
I remember a happier time.
Director Stunkel, welcome.
Thank you. Chair Severson, members of the board, Superintendent Stenvick, I'm here this evening with a recommendation regarding the official newspaper. So offer of bids were sent out to our 2 local papers and we received those. And based on the Minnesota Statute 331A.04, the circulation, distribution, and pricing per column inch are the considerations for the official paper. And this evening, I am coming forward to recommend the approval of the Blaine Spring Lake Park Columbia Heights Fridley Life magazine newspaper as the official newspaper for the Columbia Heights Public School District.
All right, can I get a motion for that one?
So moved.
Lorian, second?
Holler's
Oh, Hala. Are you there, Hala? Did you read? Thank you. Okay, Hala. Josh, does a thumbs up count in this environment?
I'll allow it.
Okay, all right.
I
Okay,
second.
okay, there it is.
you go.
Hala seconds. So whole click to unmute that. Gosh. All right. Discussion on this one, because I see that, I guess I can start by asking a question if you guys don't mind. I see the Northeasters information in here, and as I recall from previous years, it's not necessarily the cost, it's the circulation radius. Can you explain that a little bit more, please?
Yes, that's correct, Chair Severson. The Northeaster does not cover Southern Fridley, which is part of our school district, whereas the Life does cover the complete area of the school district. And so that has been a significant factor in that recommendation in the past.
Any other questions or thoughts?
I actually do have a question.
Yeah.
Is that also a periodical that can be picked up at a newsstand? You know, I know some people don't get the paper delivered to their home. Is it accessible to everyone in the public that might not actually get the delivery? The Northeast was.
My understanding is that the Life is delivered, but it's also dropped off at various locations that the public could access then.
Okay, thank you.
Great question. All right, any other questions? All right, roll call vote, please.
Granlund.
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Severson,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Samurai,
Aye.
Palmer, aye.
Motion carries. Great. Continuing on, sorry, I'm working my way through here. Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
Northeaster
it.
publication schedule. We will then move on to adjourn. I guess I will adjourn. There's no other in this meeting. It's not on the agenda, so no other. Sorry, guys. Wait till next time. So we'll adjourn this meeting at 6:27 PM. Thanks for joining us, Mary. Thanks for making it through your first meeting.
Yeah, thank you.